Hi, welcome to Coding with Chisholm, aka Programming Greeks, and today I'm going to teach you guys how you can download an IDE, Integrated Development Environment, and write your first Python code. So let's get to that. First, we open Google Chrome. Now you must wonder what's an IDE. An IDE is an environment where you're going to be writing codes. It's an environment where you write codes. So first, we go to Python official website, python.org. Enter. So now we're in the site. Then we look for the required packages. So this is the latest version of Python, Python 3.1. Python 3.10.7. Click on it. Then we scroll down. Then we have two Windows installer, 32-bit and 64-bit. So check whether your system is a 32-bit system by clicking on the My PC and checking on properties. Or check and also check whether your system is 64-bit by clicking on My PC and checking on properties. So my system is already 64-bit. If you want to check, press Windows E. This is your PC, right click it, go to properties. As you can see, 64-bit. So I'm going to download the 64-bit installer. I click on it. So as you can see, it is downloading. So now I have to pause the video until it finishes downloading, then I will replay it in order to save time. So as you can see, it is done downloading. We go into the folder, we double click to install. As you can see, add Python 3.10 to path. Make sure you check it, install now. So now we wait for it to finish installing. I'm going to pause this video. As you can see, it is installing. So as you can see, the setup was successful. So now let's go to the IDE and start coding. We'll refresh. Go inside the search bar and search for Python. So you can see the IDE here, Integrated Development Environment. You double click on it. Then we start writing our code. So now the first thing we're going to write is print hello world. Now print means it should give output to the text we wrapped inside string. String are just words that are wrapped in quotation mark, and as we have written it, we are supposed to end the statement with a semicolon. Press enter. Print hello world. Now let's create a file and write some basic Python code. New file. So print hello world. End it with a semicolon. Save me.py. Save. Now you can either press run or press F5 on your keyboard. F5, hello world, as you can see. So let's create a variable. A variable are containers that are used to store value. Variable A equals to 4. Then var B equals to 5, then var c equals to. Okay, so now we continue not to write a variable. Let's press F5. As you can see, we're getting invalid syntax, so it means that something is wrong here. Let's try another way. Variable a equals to 4, ending with a semicolon. Variable b equals to 5, ending with a semicolon. And variable c equals to variable a plus variable b. Print c, obviously. So the value now is going to return 9 because of 4 plus 5 is 9. Ctrl S to save, F5 on your keyboard. As you can see, 9 is here. We can also multiply it by just changing this plus from there, by changing the sign from plus to sign to times. Ctrl S to save, F5. As you can see, 20. We can also minus, but obviously 4 cannot minus 5. So instead, we switch that position, replace A with B, and replace B with A. Then we change the times to minus. That's 5 minus 4. Ctrl S to save, F5. As you can see, 1. So let me show you how you can create a user input. For instance, we start with Python input function. Input equals to a equals to input. What is your name? End the bracket, put your semicolon, then press enter, then print bracket a. Now any word the user put in, that's what we're going to receive here. Ctrl S to save, F5 to run. So you can say, what is your name? Chisom. Enter. As you can see, the value that we entered inside here has been printed in. But now what if you want to say a hello message, like when a user logs into your website and you ask him what is your name, and when he puts his name, you want to say hi, like a welcome message. All you got to do is to write it, is to put 2 double string, right? Hello, capital letter, obviously. I'm sensitive about my English. Hello plus E, ending with semicolon, S, run, F5, Chisom. As you can see, hello Chisom and Pata. So let me change it to a more preferred message. You are welcome. Then I'll go at the other end of A, right, plus double quotation mark to my website dot, because it's a full sentence. So make sure you give a space between the last quotation mark that is next to the alphabet. Space sensitive. Press F5 the keyboard. Now full name Agubata. So yes, as you can see, you are welcome Agubata Chisom to my website. But as you can see, this welcome and Agubata are joined together. Oh, we didn't give space between the last quotation mark with the word. Ctrl S save, F5. Let's try that one more time. Agubata Chisom. As you can see, you are welcome Agubata. As you can see, you are welcome Agubata Chisom to my website. So for instance, what if you want to create a multiplication table? What we're going to do is A equals to input, quotation mark, bracket, quotation mark, capital letter, enter a number to multiply, colon, ending double quotation mark, ending square bracket, press enter. Variable b, variable are containers for storing values, equals to input times capital letter times quotation mark space end quotation mark end bracket enter. We create variable c. Variable c equals to int. Int is a short form for integer times int b. We press enter. Then we want to print the result that c gives. Print c ending with quotation mark. In most times, it's not a must you must end with quotation mark. Ctrl S to save, F5. So you can see what is your name down here. My name Agubata Chisom. You are welcome, Agubata Chisom, to my website. Now, as you can see the other prompt, enter a number to multiply. Enter a number to multiply. So let's say 5 times 5. 5 times 5 equals to 25. As you can see, we can run it again. F5. Let's go back to our project. Current again F5. So let's say 100 times 100. 100 times 100 is 1000 also. Oh no, 100 times 100 is 10,000. As you can see, 10,000. So let's write some few codes before this video ends. So now, what if you want to know the length of a text? What you're going to do is a equals to Chisom, or a equals to coding with Chisom, then b, then print a dot length. Not sure about this, but let's see if it will work. Put anything. As you can see, there's an error here. Let's go back and see what's wrong. Okay, so it seems like this is not the right way of writing length in Python, but we'll leave that one for another class. So for instance, I want to write an if statement. Variable a is equals to 5. Then if a equals to 5, print you are correct, end the bracket, else print you are wrong, end with double quotation mark. Ctrl S to save. So now a is equals to 5, but if a equals to 5, as in if a is 5, that means I'm correct, but if a is not 5, that means I'm wrong. As you can see, this is unexpected error. I'm missing my colon. Add it S, F5. Okay, now what's wrong? It looks like this print is not supposed to be at the back of there. F5. Write our name, Chisom. 5 times 5. You are correct, because of 5 is actually equals to 5. But if I change it to stuff, a is actually equals to 5. But if I change it to 6, press F5. Obviously, so 5 times 5. You are wrong, because of a is equals to 6. But I can also write if a equals to greater than or equals to 5. Print you are correct. Obviously, a is not greater than 6. Obviously a is not greater than 5. A is equal to 6. As far as 6, wait, a is greater than 5 because of a is equal to 6, and I said if a is greater than or equals to 5. So even though that a might not be equals to 5, but as far as a is greater than 5, I am correct. So we press save, press F5, which is 5 times 5. I am correct because of a is greater than 5, as you can see. But if a is less than 5 or a is equal to 5, print I am correct. Else print you are wrong, as in I am wrong. As you can see, a is equals to 6, which means that a is not less than 5 and a is not equals to 5. So which means it's supposed to return you are wrong. Press F5. Okay, so 5, or maybe let's just say 10 times 10, 100. You are wrong because of a is not less than 5 and a is not equals to 5. So this is our if statement. Now booleans, we move to boolean. Booleans are either true or false statement. For instance, alright, print, or let's just create a variable a equals to 5. First, let me show you how you can wrap a string in variable a equals to coding. Remember, strings are words that are wrapped in quotation mark. So I like using double quotation mark for in the UK, but in the US they use single. So I like using double. Anyone you want, you use. Each word works. The variable a equals to coding with and also add numbers using variable ending with a quotation mark, sorry, with a semicolon. Then variable b equals to chisel and the quotation, the semicolon. The variable c equals to a plus b, a plus b, and with a semicolon, print c. So what we're supposed to have is coding with chisel. Press F5 or Ctrl S to save. You press F5. Okay, there's a problem here. Seems because of the semicolon. Okay, I made a mistake by putting an alphabet. Press F5. One indent does not match any outer indentation level. Okay, let me see what's wrong. Sorry for the error. So as you can see, let's press Ctrl S to save. F5 is giving us this error. On indent does not match any outer indentation level. Okay, so now because of this space we left, that's why it's having an error. We eliminate the space by pushing our down keys and pressing backspace. So down, backspace, Ctrl S to save, F5. Obviously, chisel 10 times 10. As you can see, coding with chisel, but this width is joined with chisel, so we want to have a space between these two words, these two individual words. So what we're supposed to do is that we go back to our IDE, and at the last quotation mark next to the alphabet we put a space. No, like we go to width, which is which variable a, which coding width is stored in the container called or named variable a. Create a space and put s. We press F5. 5 times 5. Okay, so, you are well, as you can see, you are welcome 5 to my website. 10 times 10, 100. Coding which is, as you can see, there is a space. This is a correct text. So we go back to our IDE. I want to show you guys one more thing before we close. How to transform a letter from lowercase to uppercase. Listen wisely. So variable a equals to coding with chisel, then b equals to a dot to upper, then print b, Control S, save, F5. As you can see, there's an error. String object has no attribute to upper. Do you mean is upper? Let's go back. It's good to experience errors, so because of you can learn from them. F5, so 5 times 5. Okay, did you mean is upper? You see that same error? So let's see what's wrong. Oh, now I've seen the problem. So the problem is that you cannot assign an uppercase to a var container, which is our variable b, or in short form var b. So what we need to do is to eliminate this by highlighting and pressing backspace. So what we're supposed to do is, as you can see this print function, we go inside the middle of the double bracket or parentheses, we press a dot upper, then brackets, each individual bracket, Ctrl S to save, F5 to run, GSum 10 times 10 or 10 times 0 equals to 0. As you can see, coding with GSum, this is all in caps lock. So let me show you one more useful function in Python, comments. Comment helps to explain a code you may not understand. And in order to write comments in Python, we use hash. Don't feel afraid. Comment does not affect your code. We can write hash. This, we can come over the right hash. This is to enable all letters to caps lock. You press S, F5 to run on your keyboard. Okay, forgot to save. Ctrl S to save, F5 to run on your keyboard. So 10 times 10, coding with chisel. Oh, let me give my space. I like doing my work more perfectly. Coding with chisel, space, Ctrl S, F5, chisel, 10 times 10. As you can see, coding with chisel, the last one below. So this is how you download an IDE, aka integrated development environment, and write your first Python code. Thank you so much for watching.